Good day, my name is Jacque-Louis Jordaan. I'm a Senior Skills Development Facilitator at SEESA Skills Training in the Pretoria branch.
Good day, my name is Alicia Fourie and I'm a Skills Development Facilitator at the Pretoria branch.
Alicia, today's topic is skills development and employment equity, the benefits thereof, or basically the benefits that is in that for a client, and how can SEESA advise and assist clients on that, and a little bit more of the Skills Development Levies Act as well as the Employment Equity Act. So first of all, the Skills Development Levies Act. We understand that a client need to register for skills development levies once they reach 500,000 annual turnover or payroll rather, and then how do they register and how we can assist them in claiming back the SDL. So if you can just tell us a little bit more of the Levies Act, how we go about claiming the mandatory grant, and also your duty as a SDF where we assist clients with that.
Great. First of all, we try and establish there's 21 SEESAs that we report to. First of all, we try and establish through the L number that the client registered with SARS to see in which SEESA they belong to. Let's say, for instance, the client belongs to SEESA, which is the manufacturing SEESA. We try and see what the company already has in place in terms of training. A lot of clients already have toolbox talks in place. They have in-house training, induction training that they keep record of. That's great that we can use for our mandatory grant submission. Then we try and push the client a bit further and elaborate more on training, what they can do for their staff and for their company as well by implementing learnerships, apprenticeships, bursaries, all that stuff that can evolve the company and the employee and then benefit the company by applying for a discretionary grant, which means they get money back.
And the discretionary grants is obviously more qualified type
Correct.
of training, which will benefit the client and the company at the end of the day. So I think definitely that's also quite a big benefit to ensure that companies do qualified training and that they can also apply for that, or being funded.
Correct.
So that's definitely one of the large things that we concentrate on, or I think that companies are not aware of, of that part of the claims as well. If we can elaborate a little bit on the employment equity, we understand that's also legislation and an act where we need to comply with, and we assist clients in order to be compliant in for that matter. And we know that companies are designated once they reach 50 or more employees on the one side. At the other side, if there are less than 50 employees, if they reach a certain threshold in the industry, then they are also a designated client for employment equity. What are the benefits of SDF helping or assisting a client, advising them on how to implement the reports and also reporting on that on the Department of Labor system, because we know that there's a lot of big penalties involved if a client is not compliant. So how would you assist and advise a client on these acts?
Well, first of all, with both submissions, the WSP and the employment equity, there's a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork, a lot of groundwork that needs to be done before the actual submission can happen. So that's where we, as SDFs, are quite a big asset to the client to assist them with getting all that stuff in order to ensure that the submission, whether it's for WSP or EE, is successful. That's our aim at the end of the day. So when it comes to employment equity, first of all, we assist them with the legislation itself, making sure that there's posters up, handing out pamphlets to their employees who doesn't know what employment equity is about, making sure that their training, the employment equity committee is in place. That's also very important, where they can ask us to sit in on that meetings and to ensure that everything needs to be discussed, that everybody knows what employment equity is, because there's some vague ideas and some people don't actually know, according to the Act, what is necessary to be done to comply with the Department of Labour. And then the actual report in October, November comes through, where we need to, submit for the client and report on what's in the body of the company and what's going on. And then also an employment equity plan is set in place, which is 1 to 3 years, where we project positively on the growth of the company, what will happen over the next 3 years.
Okay, so the other thing is also that I just wanted to get to with employment equity is I think there's a lot of clients that receive audits or instructions from the Department of Labour. So, and I know that as a company, if they are not, compliant, then obviously there's a big penalties involved with that. So it definitely benefits the clients to have someone that can assist them with the compliance and dealing with the audit, and maybe communicate directly with the Department of Labour's inspectors, and making sure that all their forms and reports and everything, the employment equity plans are in place. So how would we assist or advise a client in such a matter where they have a audit from the Department of Labour?
Well, I would like to feel we basically serve as a safety net for a client, to ensure they depend on us to make sure that all these things are in place. So should an audit come around, we would have done the groundwork already, made sure the EE plan is in place, make sure the minutes for the meeting is done. So they know they can pick up the phone, speak to me and say, what, I am, liable for an audit, or I've been audited, or I'm going to be audited, and then I will visit them at their premises or send through the necessary documents and ensure that they are 100% ready. So when the Department of Labour, rocks up at the premises, that everything is in place and everything is ready.
Okay. Thank you so much, Alicia. I think that concludes our topic for today, and thank you for having us and explaining us a little bit more of your duties.
Thank you, Jacque-Louis. And remember, for more information, please contact SEESA or visit our website.